Hello and welcome to the Street Smart Secrets channel. I'm glad you're here because this is the place where we break down complex financial realities into clear, practical steps you can actually use. In today's world, economic inequality isn't just a news headline. It's something that affects our daily lives, our opportunities, and even our future security. But here's the good news. While we can't change the entire system overnight, we can take charge of our personal finances and reduce how much that inequality impacts us. In today's video, we're diving into 9 practical steps to reduce the impact of economic inequality on your finances. These are not abstract theories. They're real, actionable strategies you can start applying right now, no matter your income level. Whether you're trying to build wealth, protect what you have, or simply get ahead in a system that can sometimes feel stacked against you, this is your roadmap to taking control. Join the family by hitting subscribe, give this video a like, and share it around. Let's dive right in. We live in a world where the gap between the rich and the poor keeps widening, not just globally, but right in our own communities. From unequal access to quality education and healthcare, to limited job opportunities and rising living costs, economic inequality isn't just a political issue. It's a deeply personal one. And whether we like it or not, it affects how far your money goes, what kind of lifestyle you can afford, and how easily you can build wealth for yourself and your family. But here's the truth many people overlook. You may not be able to change the entire system overnight, but you can take control of your personal financial strategy within that system. You can learn how to protect yourself, grow your income, and secure your future, even when the odds feel stacked against you. Here are 9 actionable strategies to help you stay ahead in today's economic landscape. 1. Increase your financial literacy. Increasing your financial literacy is one of the most powerful steps you can take to protect yourself from the effects of economic inequality. When you understand how money works, from budgeting, debt, and credit to investing, taxes, and wealth building, you stop playing defense and start playing smart. Financially literate individuals make better decisions, avoid common traps, and recognize opportunities others miss. It's not about being rich right away. It's about learning the rules of the game so you can stop being exploited by them. The more you know, the more control you have over your financial future, no matter your starting point. In today's economy, traditional job security and steady wage growth can no longer be taken for granted. The modern financial landscape is shaped by automation, globalization, and corporate restructuring, all of which have made income less predictable for the average worker. In response, individuals must become more financially savvy just to stay afloat, let alone get ahead. That means learning how to manage limited resources with precision, starting with a solid budgeting plan. Someone earning a modest income might use the 50-30-20 rule, allocating 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings or debt repayment, to gain control over their finances. But budgeting alone isn't enough. People must invest strategically, even if it's with small amounts. A young professional, for instance, might put $100 a month into a low-cost index fund, a move that could grow significantly over time thanks to compound interest. In addition, building multiple income streams has become essential. From launching a freelancing side hustle on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork, to creating digital products like ebooks or online courses, to selling items on marketplaces like Etsy, diversification can offer financial breathing room and long-term growth. Finally, smart individuals take full advantage of employer benefits and tax-saving tools. They contribute to retirement plans, use health savings accounts, HSAs, and explore legal deductions that lower their taxable income. In uncertain economic times, financial survival and success hinges not just on how much you earn, but on how well you understand, grow, and protect what you have. If you want to stay ahead in today's economy, where inequality is often engineered against you, Financial smartness in this context becomes a survival skill, not just a path to wealth. 2. Master a digital skill set. As globalization and automation continue to reshape the workforce, millions of traditional jobs are disappearing or evolving rapidly. According to a 2023 report by McKinsey & Company, up to 800 million global workers could be displaced by automation by 2030, with routine, manual, and low-skilled roles being the most vulnerable. In this shifting landscape, financially intelligent individuals don't sit still, they adapt. Rather than clinging to outdated roles or industries in decline, they actively invest in reskilling and upskilling to stay relevant. This includes learning digital literacy, mastering data tools, acquiring coding or project management certifications, or transitioning into future-proof sectors like healthcare, renewable energy, cybersecurity, and AI. For instance, LinkedIn's 2024 Workplace Learning Report found that employees who regularly engage in skills development are 29% more likely to feel prepared for future roles and nearly 50% more likely to improve their earning potential. This kind of proactive learning isn't just about career mobility, it's a defensive financial strategy. In today's world, digital literacy is like oxygen for success. Without it, you're almost invisible in the modern economy. Your ability to confidently and effectively use digital tools, technologies, and platforms to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information is a great virtue in this modern time. It goes beyond basic smartphone use to mastering essential skills such as online communication, content creation, and financial tools. By leveraging these skills to build multiple income streams through e-commerce, freelancing, digital products, and investments, while staying updated on high-demand skills like coding, SEO, and data analysis, and practicing strong cybersecurity, individuals can position themselves for long-term financial independence in today's connected, though digital-first economy. It guards against income instability, increases employability, and ensures long-term security in a world where change is the only constant. Adaptability, in this context, is no longer optional. It's a cornerstone of modern financial intelligence. Adaptability is wealth. The ability to continuously learn, upskill, and shift toward industries of the future is no longer a luxury. It's a financial necessity. Number 3. Collective bargaining encourages financial leverage. What happens when the collective voice of workers grows quiet? The erosion of collective bargaining isn't just a labor issue, it's a financial one. As unions lose power, so does the average worker's ability to demand fair wages, benefits, and job security. This silent shift weakens the everyday person's financial leverage while strengthening corporate control. Let's dive into how this imbalance impacts your wallet, your workplace, and your future. Collective bargaining strengthens financial leverage by allowing workers to unite and negotiate as a group rather than as isolated individuals. When employees come together through unions or worker associations, they gain greater power to demand fair wages, better benefits, safer working conditions, and more favorable employment terms. This collective strength reduces the imbalance of power between workers and employers, ensuring that compensation and workplace policies are not solely dictated by corporate interests. In essence, collective bargaining transforms individual voices into a unified force, increasing workers' ability to secure financial stability and long-term economic security. As labor unions continue to decline, with U.S. membership falling from around 20% in 1983 to just 10% by 2023, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the collective bargaining power of workers has significantly weakened. Many workers can no longer rely on collective bargaining to secure fair wages and benefits. This shift has made financial self-advocacy a critical personal skill. Individuals are now responsible for negotiating their own salaries, understanding the fine print in contracts, and evaluating compensation packages. Number 4. See opportunities in every challenge. What if the growing gap between the rich and the rest wasn't just a threat, but also a spark. As inequality widens, it doesn't just expose what's broken in the system, it also opens your eyes to what's possible. For those paying attention, this imbalance can serve as fuel, the motivation to rise, the insight to outsmart the odds, and the clarity to build wealth on your own terms. Let's explore how widening inequality, while frustrating, can also be a powerful teacher. For some individuals, the growing economic gap is more than just a statistic. It becomes a wake-up call. They begin to question the fairness of the system, probe deeper into why wealth seems to concentrate at the top, and seek out ways to shift their financial trajectory. This curiosity often leads to a new mindset, one that values financial literacy, strategic investing, entrepreneurship, and the pursuit of multiple income streams. Instead of relying solely on traditional paths like salaried jobs or savings accounts, they start to learn the rules of the game, how taxes, interest, capital, and policy affect wealth distribution. They realize that understanding who writes the rules, who benefits, and how to legally navigate or leverage the system is not optional. It's a necessary pillar of true financial smartness. It's this awareness that separates those who remain trapped by systemic disadvantages from those who learn to build within, around, or beyond them. These systemic forces make it harder for the average person to thrive, but they also highlight the urgent need to think strategically about money, learn constantly, and adapt to change. Financial smartness is no longer optional. It's essential for anyone who wants to stay afloat and get ahead in an unequal world. In a world where the odds are often stacked, knowledge becomes both a shield and a strategy. The lesson? Don't just work hard, work smart by studying the system you live in. See every challenge as an opportunity to solve problem. 5. Build multiple income streams. Building multiple income streams is one of the most effective ways to protect yourself from the pressures of economic inequality. When you rely solely on one source of income, such as a paycheck from a single employer, you're vulnerable to job loss, economic downturns, or shifts in industry demand. By diversifying your earnings through side hustles, freelance work, investments, rental properties, or digital products, you create a financial safety net that reduces risk and increases stability. This approach not only boosts your overall income, but also gives you more control over your financial future. However, successfully managing multiple income sources requires strong financial literacy. Knowing how to budget effectively, invest wisely, manage taxes, and reinvest profits to grow your wealth over time. In essence, the combination of multiple income streams and solid financial knowledge transforms your finances from fragile to resilient, giving you a real fighting chance in an unequal economy. 6. Networking strategically. Networking strategically means going beyond casual socializing and intentionally building relationships that can positively impact your personal and financial growth. This involves connecting with mentors who can offer guidance based on their experience, professionals who can share industry insights, and like-minded individuals who can collaborate with you on projects or share valuable resources. The key is to approach networking as a mutually beneficial exchange where you also offer value, whether through skills, knowledge, or support, rather than simply seeking favors. Strategic networking can open doors to better job offers, partnerships, investment opportunities, or insider knowledge that isn't publicly accessible. In the context of financial literacy, these connections can help you learn smarter ways to invest, start a business, or navigate complex financial decisions. Essentially, a well-cultivated network becomes an asset in itself, one that can accelerate your path to financial stability and independence. Strategic networking can be transformative for your financial journey, and the numbers back it up. In the United States, 70% of jobs are never publicly advertised, meaning they're filled through internal referrals, employee networks, or discrete channels. In fact, employee referrals account for a staggering 40% of all new hires, despite those candidates making up just 7% of applicants. Referrals also translate into higher satisfaction and retention. Jobs found through recommendations have a 66% offer rate, and 88% of referred employees report job satisfaction, with most staying more than 5 years. Additionally, a comprehensive labor economics analysis reveals that nearly 50% of workers found their positions via social contacts, underscoring how significantly networks influence both employment and wage dynamics. Number 7. Avoid predatory debt. Avoiding predatory debt is one of the most important financial decisions you can make. It not only sets you on the path to financial freedom, but also helps you mitigate the impact of the growing economic inequalities evident in today's economy. The high cost of borrowing through payday loans, high-interest credit cards, and other exploitative lending products can trap you in a relentless cycle of debt and poverty, limiting your ability to build wealth and secure a stable future. Payday loans, for example, often come with annual percentage rates, APRs, exceeding 300%, meaning that a small $500 loan could end up costing you thousands if not paid off quickly. These lenders target people in urgent need of cash, but the repayment terms are so steep that borrowers often have to take out new loans just to cover old ones, leading to a never-ending spiral of debt. Similarly, high-interest credit cards can drain your income through compounding interest, leaving less money available for savings or investments. This cycle of debt disproportionately affects low-income groups. Nearly 59% of payday loan users struggle to cover monthly expenses, and many use these loans for recurring costs like rent or utilities. 70% aren't emergencies at all. Once trapped, 80% end up rolling over the loan or taking out another, deepening financial distress. Meanwhile, a poor credit score brings significant financial penalties. People with bad credit might pay 30 to 50% more for car and home insurance, add $200 a month to auto loan payments, and face up to $4,200 more in credit card interest over 5 years. On top of that, a low score can bar you from quality housing and even impact job opportunities. Landlords and some employers use credit check snuffs. By avoiding these traps and focusing instead on building a strong credit score, you gain access to better borrowing options, such as low-interest personal loans, mortgages, or business financing, that cost far less over time. A good credit score can also save you money on insurance premiums, rental deposits, and even job opportunities, since some employers and landlords review credit reports. In short, steering clear of predatory debt and strengthening your credit profile helps you keep more of your income, improve financial stability, and open the door to wealth-building opportunities. Number 8. Invest in appreciating assets. Appreciating assets are investments that have the potential to grow in value over time, thereby increasing your net worth and providing long-term financial security. Examples include real estate, which tends to rise in value due to demand and limited land supply, stocks and mutual funds, which can yield returns through both price appreciation and dividends, bonds, which offer steady interest payments alongside potential market value gains, and business ownership, where successful ventures can multiply in worth. Other appreciating assets include intellectual property like patents, copyrights, or royalties that generate ongoing income, precious metals such as gold and silver, which often gain value in times of economic uncertainty, art and collectibles, which can appreciate due to rarity and demand, cryptocurrencies, which, despite volatility, have shown significant long-term gains for early investors, and farmland, which benefits from both agricultural productivity and rising land values. By strategically investing in these asset types, you can outpace inflation, grow your wealth, and reduce vulnerability to economic inequality. Investing in appreciating assets is one of the most effective ways to build long-term wealth and shield yourself from the impacts of economic inequality. Unlike liabilities or depreciating items, like cars, luxury gadgets, or expensive clothing, that lose value the moment you buy them, appreciating assets work for you by growing your net worth passively. For example, A well-located property can steadily rise in value while also generating rental income, and a diversified stock portfolio can produce both capital gains and dividends over the years. By consistently directing your money toward assets that grow in value, you create a financial cushion, improve your future earning potential, and put yourself in a position where your wealth works for you rather than you working for every dollar. This approach is a cornerstone of financial literacy and an essential step toward financial independence. Room 9. Practice smart budgeting. Practicing smart budgeting is one of the most powerful habits you can develop to take control of your finances and protect yourself from the effects of economic inequality. It goes beyond simply tracking expenses. It's about creating a clear plan for how every dollar you earn will be spent, saved, and invested. Smart budgeting starts with knowing your income, distinguishing between needs and wants, and prioritizing essential expenses such as housing, food, transportation, and debt repayment. It also involves setting aside a portion of your income for savings and investments before indulging in discretionary spending, a strategy often referred to as paying yourself first. By monitoring your spending patterns, you can identify and cut unnecessary costs, freeing up more money for wealth-building opportunities like starting a side business, buying appreciating assets, or funding retirement accounts. In a world where the cost of living continues to rise faster than wages, smart budgeting is not just about frugality. It's about making intentional choices that align with your financial goals. Over time, this discipline creates a cushion for emergencies, reduces reliance on debt, and positions you to take advantage of opportunities that can significantly improve your financial future. In summary, income inequality continues to widen globally, threatening economic stability and limiting upward mobility for millions. While systemic reforms are essential, individuals can take deliberate steps to mitigate its impact on their personal finances. Building multiple streams of income to reduce dependence on a single employer, investing in appreciating assets to grow long-term wealth, practicing smart budgeting to control spending and free up resources for savings, avoiding predatory debt that traps individuals in cycles of poverty, improving digital literacy to remain competitive in the modern job market, networking strategically to access better opportunities, continuously upgrading skills to adapt to economic changes, embracing collective bargaining where possible to secure fair wages, using financial literacy to make informed decisions. These approaches are designed to give individuals more control over their economic destiny, even in a system that may be stacked against them. Conclusion. While we cannot single-handedly dismantle the structural forces driving income inequality, we can equip ourselves with the tools and habits needed to navigate them effectively. Financial literacy, strategic planning, and proactive wealth building are not luxuries. They are survival skills in today's economy. By adopting these 10 strategies, individuals not only strengthen their own financial security, but also contribute to a culture of economic empowerment that challenges inequality from the ground up. The key lesson is simple. You may not control the system, but you can control how well you play within it.